This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
It's day 5 of the United Auto Workers strike, and right now, no end in sight. UAW international officials say no main table negotiations will happen today, and that's why 4,000 workers remain on the picket line in Wentzville, trying to keep up their momentum. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
I'm Ann Allred. Kelly Jackson has the day off. This week, the UAW's international president said if there is not serious progress by Friday at noon, they may expand targeted strikes. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is live in Wentzville with who could be affected and who is showing support. Diamond.
Well, good evening, Ann and Mike. The latest to show their support is actually the mayor of St. Louis, Tishaura Jones. She came to the picket lines just in these gates behind me and brought supplies for folks out on the picket line, saying it was hot, but she supported them. UAW Local 440 from Bedford, Indiana also showed their support. And I talked to the president today, who says he's ready to strike if they're called up.
It's day 5 on the picket lines. Each day, United Auto Workers in Wentzville are gaining more and more support. Tuesday was no different.
It can be a little hot here, but wanted to come and show solidarity and let you know that I support everything that you're asking for.
St. Louis Mayor Tishaura Jones visited picket lines and dropped off supplies to the local hall. The former UAW Local 2250 president is also on the picket lines. He expressed frustration with contract negotiations from the Big Three.
They're close on some issues, but they're still a little bit apart on some of the others. It's eventually going to start slowing down production in these other facilities and even shut them down without Shawn Fain having to go out and call for strike action at those facilities.
In a video posted to UAW's Twitter, International President Shawn Fain addressed members this week. He stated members are going to keep hitting the companies where they need to and when they need to, and they're not going to wait around forever while things drag out. The Big Three automakers said there would be no main table negotiations today. Fain says if there's no significant progress toward a deal, Friday at noon there will be more plants that strike.
Any support that you can give to another local who's out on strike will boost morale.
Derek Cronin and 7 members from the UAW Local 440 showed support Tuesday, traveling from Bedford, Indiana. He represents one of the non-striking plants who's ready to strike if they need to.
We've been ready for the eventuality of us possibly going out on strike at my local. So if it comes to that and we get called, we're ready to take the strike line.
Now, UAW 440, who we just heard from, actually says they've been prepared to strike for the last 6 weeks and telling their members to save up from their paychecks. Coming up at 6 p.m., we'll hear from the former UAW Local 2250 president about what he says on the Granite Steel plant and why some people are blaming the UAW. Reporting live in Wentzville, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
Tonight, the St. Louis County Council is expected to vote on tax incentives for Boeing. Boeing is planning a nearly $2 billion expansion in North County near St. Louis Lambert International Airport. It would create hundreds of new jobs and give Boeing a break on property taxes and personal property taxes. The council is expected to pass the plan. The county executive would have to sign it for it to become law.
Just moments ago, a first in St. Clair County. A felony defendant walked free from her jail cell without having to pay cash bail.
Illinois officially ended its cash bail system yesterday. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, has been tracking all of the changes from Belleville as the courts roll out this new system. Mark.
And Mike, 2 of the first 3 felony cases the state's attorney brought before a judge this morning resulted in the defendants remaining behind bars with no way to buy their way out. One was convicted on domestic assault charges and accused of battering a woman yet again. Another faced charges for riding along in the car while co-workers of his broke into someone else's home and stole a safe. No gun was used in the commission of that residential burglary and no one was harmed, but still, that serious level of crime carries a significant consequence. That defendant will have to wait in jail with no way to bond out before trial. But a third person, a woman in this case, became the first in St. Clair County released on felony charges without having to post bond. There she is. Police charged her with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon for allegedly striking the father of her child with a stick during a drunken argument. Her 2-month-old baby girl, the girl's father, and the grandmother sat in court and breathed sighs of relief when the judge found she does not pose a danger to anyone. We were there when she was released from jail.
What would you have done if the court imposed a bond payment on you?
Honestly, don't know what I would have done. I don't. I probably would have had to find a way to get up with the money, but I'm glad they did come up with this so I could get back to my baby. She's only 2 months and she really needs me.
She'd been breastfeeding her baby girl around the time she was jailed. The end of cash bail means that family is reunited. But another family we met outside the jail, they were frustrated. They had saved up and scraped almost enough money together to try and pay for bond for their loved one who faces serious charges, but now don't have that chance. We'll have more from the jail and the new financial barriers they face tonight at 6.
Hospital Sisters Health System is making more progress after a cyber attack several weeks ago. Hospital and clinic websites are back up and running, along with phones, guest Wi-Fi, and the MyChart patient portal. It's still trying to restore some of their other systems.
BJC is offering free flu shots this fall, even for people without health insurance. The first clinic is next Tuesday, September 26th. BJC is partnering with the St. Louis Blues to offer the shots at Enterprise Center ahead of the team's preseason game. A game ticket is required for that date. There are other locations offering the shots this month and next month. You can make an appointment by clicking on this story under the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com.
Tonight, a clinic focused on healing gun violence victims is getting national recognition.
It's receiving a first-of-its-kind grant for an innovative approach to solving the gun violence that's been plaguing our city. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay explains.
The BRIC, the Bullet-Related Injury Clinic, is one of only 5 across the country receiving this new grant.
The BRIC started in November of 2020. The clinic is a medical home for patients and their families after someone has been shot. It's all focused on holistic healing. Now it's getting national recognition from the Everytown Community Safety Fund, thanks to advocacy from the local Moms Demand Action Group. The fund is awarding millions to organizations across the country to help gun violence. Executive and Medical Director Dr. LJ Punch says they'll receive $50,000 that they have to spend in 1 year, something that feels surreal.
It's hard to do new things, and especially when you're dealing with something so tragic. To have hope when things seem so dark is really, really challenging. So to have a group, a national organization say, hey, we see you, and it matters, and you're doing a good job, and we want to make sure you can keep serving the people you serve, that's really affirming.
Dr. Punch says the plan right now is to use the bulk of that $50,000 to add more healers to the BRIC, like clinicians, doctors, therapists, and more. In St. Louis, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
An abandoned fish market is creating a stinky situation in University City. The county health department ordered Seafood City Supermarket to shut down earlier this year. It was operating without a health permit and improperly storing food. We're told the property owner and the tenant couldn't agree on who would clean everything out, so the food has just been sitting there rotting. University City got involved this weekend because the smell was just getting worse.
I didn't think they left the food behind. I didn't know what else. I didn't think it was still fish there. I thought they would take it away. It's terrible because, it seems like the wind always comes from that direction and we get the smell.
It could take weeks to clean everything up. The city says for now it's paying for it, but the owner has to pay that money back. We reached out to the owner, but we have not heard back.
An impeachment inquiry into President Biden moves forward. When the first hearing will start.
New details on the mystery surrounding a missing jet. What authorities found today while searching for it.
Protecting the personal information of minors, the flaw in Missouri's court system that led to a change in state law.
And a strong south wind got us up to 88 today. It's 86 right now, still breezy out there, low relative humidity, great baseball weather, but the rain chances are increasing. We'll time them out for you coming up.